Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode on the Glory Reds podcast. It's your boy Don Benito. Nottingham Forest 1, Manchester United nil, and it is a devil that puts the nail on the coffin. Anthony Elanga scores the only goal that separates Manchester United and Nottingham Forest. Hey, let's discuss. Let's unpack. Let's talk about what we saw yesterday. Let's discuss, huh? So where do I start? Like, first of all, I'm not mad. I'm not angry because I think in that game, the strangest thing is that I saw positives, more positives than negatives. So I'm not angry. That's why in my WhatsApp, I was like, I'm not mad. We march on. Yes, there were a couple of things that I would have done differently, and I hate being this guy. I always said that I respect managers, that I respect players, and I don't want to be that guy that says that, nah, if I was the gaffer, I would have done this, I would have done that because then I would have been the gaffer. No, I'm not a gaffer. I'm not a coach. But there's something that was weird that was going on that I didn't understand. The whole Manuel Ugarte situation. That was a that was strange for me. I don't know if Manuel Ugarte was not fit, if it was a tactical reason, and then he brings in Ericsson, which was kind of also strange because our midfield, the midfield battle was lost. Like there wasn't any back and forth in that midfield, and that is why I feel like, in that sense, then maybe Ruben Amorim could have done better. What could he have done better? I don't know. I'm not the gaffer. We are missing players. Players are injured. Certain players are not yet fit to come back. So I understand the situation, which is why I'm not mad. But I need to point out, I think I did say that we need to pay attention to Elanga. I did mention that you guys should check out a goal from Elanga. In fact, this guy scored another goal with his left. Like, he's an unbelievable player. Now, there's something that people are just jumping into immediately, and I want to just wrap it up before we move on. Anthony Elanga is not the player that we released or sold like 2 seasons ago or 3 seasons ago. This Elanga that you are seeing now is not the same. And I can tell you here, right now, that if that's Elanga that you saw doing what he did yesterday, if he was still at Manchester United, I do not think he would have reached this level, because our club in the past few years has not been a place where young players develop, where young players get to the next level. It has to be the player himself. When I say the player himself, I'm giving an example like Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes, like, we speak of him, we praise him because of what he's been doing, how he plays, because he's consistent. He just keeps on. You don't need to tell Bruno Fernandes that he needs to be on the level. Do you understand? In this situation, we find ourselves like Elanga. He scores against us. People are like, why did we sell him? Let's rewind. Can we rewind to the time when we sold Elanga? What was happening at Manchester United at that time? Okay, let's go. Number one, we were stocked for wingers. I think we had Marcus Rashford was firing on all cylinders, because, correct me if I'm wrong, I think Elanga might have left when Rashford was scoring like when he had his best scoring season in the Premier League. Now you can imagine Rashford, when he was scoring those goals, he was unplayable. He was undroppable. So where does Elanga fit in? And Elanga likes to play on the left. Cool. There was Rashford. There was Jadon Sancho. There was Garnacho. Garnacho was coming in and bursting in. Ahmad was already there, in and out. Anthony was in the team. Like, there was no room for Anthony Elanga to grow, to thrive, to do whatever. It was not possible. And if I remember correctly, we are the same people that want now. Everything now. Elanga didn't have that time to be now. And unfortunately, and I even like the way Ruben Amorim answered the question about why Elanga is thriving there and not at Manchester United. The pressures are different. The pressures are different. And what I said when I said that our club in the past few years has not been developing players the right way. Players are coming in like we have had gem after gem after gem come through the ranks. But somehow they just, like we're not, you see, it started off with Mason Greenwood. Well, you could say Marcus Rashford. Scott McTominay. Scott McTominay did this thing, he's gone. Smalling, gone. You look at uh you see the players that we've released, gone. Players that should have that at the time, when you think about how they were playing, they were not good. So now we are complaining that Elanga could have been, he should have, Elanga went out there to prove a point, and fair enough for him. And I was not mad because Elanga is the one who scored. And the sole fact that he also didn't celebrate, like there was respect. I think even the away fans saw that, this boy wanted to play for us, we sold him, now he's here doing the business. I don't think any Manchester United fan was mad yesterday by Elanga's goal. Now, for those that are busy saying, Manchester United shouldn't have sold him, now those are the ones who we need to check. Because they're the ones who are always feeding the wrong narrative. Always making people forget what happened. Elanga would have never made it at Manchester United. He wouldn't have. Just based on how the club is being run, he would have never made it. His move going to Nottingham Forest was probably the most brilliant thing he could have done. Now he has a profile. Now he has a CV that can easily take him to any kind of team. Now I want to point out that the player that Anthony Elanga has become now is literally, which is why I'm always saying that this club is so strange. Elanga, the way he's playing, the way he is, the way he's moving, the person that he has become, the young man, the young footballer that he has become, that player is perfect for Ruben Amorim's system. How crazy is that? We lose to them, we lose the player back in the day, he left. And again, I think we needed to sell to buy. He's gone. Now Elanga is doing the business. I'm not mad. We shouldn't be mad. Because at the time, it wouldn't have made sense. Now, what did we learn in this game? Number one, I think Garnacho needs to get a boot or smack on his head or a boot up his ass. Because I don't know who gave youngsters the privilege to just be shooting and just acting foolish on the pitch. Garnacho is immature. I'm at the point where, look, I wouldn't be mad if we let Garnacho go. I won't. We like to hold on to things that, when you deep them, they don't really benefit us. I do not think that Garnacho has got the highest ceiling amongst our forwards. Absolutely not. The one with the highest ceiling that is on our books is Ahmad. Ahmad is the best winger we have got, and I don't want to hear anybody talk nonsense. You look at the games that we are playing right now. You look at yesterday's game, first of all. Yesterday's game. We got beaten 1-0. No reply. No reply. Nothing. Absolutely no reply. How many chances? 100 and I don't know. How many what in the boxes? 1 million. Do you understand what I'm saying? We dominated that game. We had that game by its balls. We just didn't fucking score. Now, I was watching that game and I'm like, look, you guys cannot leave this game because you guys deserve a goal. If there's one team that deserves something out of this, it's us. Can you fucking score? Nah. Garnacho has got other plans. He wants to shoot and shoot and shoot and shoot and shoot and act foolish and shoot, not pass, not look up, not do this. Like everything now was up. Like everything, we lost all the tactics. Everything just bounced. You look at Delo. Now, Delo, I'm not going to jump into him too much, but I am going to say this. He's not good enough. Like, when he is kind of having a decent game, it's still not enough. The crosses, we need more of that. Why? You know, they were honestly, this club, like, I don't understand, especially some of these players. Because Delo, when he was putting in crosses, doing doing the right things, there's no one in the box. There's no one in the far post. When he doesn't do it, there's someone in the box. There's someone in the far post. And when he does the cross, we have to make sure that the cross is right. Because not all Dalo's crosses are good or crisp. It's like 1 in 5 or 2 in 5 are good. Yesterday, somehow he was all right, but just not making that, like, that last decision, that decision that I'm expecting him as a professional to make. He wasn't making it. Let's talk about the midfield. What's happening in that midfield? Our midfield needs a rebuild. I never thought we were gonna say that again, but we do. Because right now we are not sure about Kobe Manu. Kobe Manu contract talks. We don't know what's gonna happen there. I already told you that Manchester United is preparing us for the exit of that boy. So if we're gonna get rid of Kobe Manu, or let's just say we're not looking at Kobe Manu, Manuel Ugarte, Bruno Fernandes, Eriksen is leaving. Casemiro still has 2 years left. I don't think we're gonna keep Casemiro. We can't. We need more. We need better than Casemiro now. We do. Manuel Ugarte, on the other hand, I also don't know. Now, I think we need to say this. I think Ugarte is injury prone. I don't know how that translates, because even when I say it myself, like, I can't really say it with my chest. But he's not. He's always out. He's always picking up something. He's always doing this. Whether it is his football game or the way he plays football, I don't know. Or he's just that player that's just going to be in and out. But at PSG, the reason why they brought in João Neves is because they probably needed somebody who's consistently going to be playing. So that is a problem. The Ugarte situation, I know we bought him, very expensive, blah blah blah. He's a very good guy. He's the cleaner. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying let's get rid of Ugarte, but there's a situation there that is brewing. Because I don't think Bruno Fernandes can deal with this thing. This midfield pivot thing for Bruno, it's not working. It's not working. And you know, when I go back and I think back before we brought Bruno when he was still at Sporting Lisbon, right? And you look at some of the games that he played, he really played in a very deep position. He did. He did. He was that 8, like the original 8, box to box. Bruno. With an eye for goal, with a neck for finding, like, I don't know where that has all gone. I don't know what has changed. Because this Bruno Fernandes is being confused. He's being confused or he doesn't know it. But I honestly don't know. He's very influential. You take him out of the team, it becomes a problem. But how do we fix this issue? Does Bruno play number 10 with Zexi, right, just behind the striker? And then we get another midfielder to pair up with either Ugarte or Casemiro, because Casemiro's not going anywhere, people. He's not going anywhere. Unless we find a suitable place, a good place for him to go, where he'll be happy, he's not going to go. This guy will run, who will end up leaving for free. Casemiro. And then we've got Ugarte coming in now, making this, like, yesterday, I don't know what was off. I don't know. There was a situation that was happening with the fans and Ugarte, and I don't know if it was Man United fans. On Twitter, there was something. I don't know what's going on. But Ugarte was kind of off yesterday. And he was substituted up. Now, when he was substituted, I was shocked, because for the love of God, the one person that was doing fuck all on that pitch that was driving me crazy, that I don't understand how this kid kept on staying on, was Garnacho. I'm sorry, like, this thing of, hey, he's a kid, oh, I'm sorry. It gives us leeway to forget about these kids and be okay with mediocre performances. I'm not okay with mediocre performances. I'm not okay with the way Garnacho just like. There are days where Garnacho will do the business. He'll put his head up, put the cross in, look for a man and pass. Then there are days where he's just like, fuck it. I'm doing this by myself. And he goes, how many times yesterday did he shoot? How many times? How many times did Garnacho find himself in shooting position? How many times was it blocked? How many times? Nah, man, this Garnacho situation, and you look at the gaffer having to make these funny, strange substitutions, putting Maguire in and then making him as a strike, which I understood. Because you look at those Nottingham Forest bad boys at the back there, they are huge. They are big. They were bullying our guys. Not that our guys were not fighting. They were doing their business. It's just unfortunate. We needed somebody who really directs it. Now, was our football bad? Absolutely not. I'm not going to sit here and start saying we were poor. No, we played well. We're just unfortunate. And Elanga caught us on the break with a very, very good goal. Could we have positioned ourselves better? Could we have tackled better? Could we have done something to prevent that goal? Yes, we could have. But that was a moment. These things happen in football. I believe the football goals were involved. These things, man, don't trust me. Elanga scoring against his former club, it was already written in the football heaven, in the gods. Like, it was already written. This is not the first time an ex-player scores against his former club. It's not the first time. This is just another one. And the strange thing is, I found myself clapping for his goal, like celebrating it, like, oh man, big up, Elanga. Like, what a goal, man. Like, yeah, show these guys how it's done. And then we don't reply. Come on. What is the meaning of this? How can we not score? Are we going to start? Are you trying to tell me that I'm going to go back now to our conversation that we had in the beginning of the season? The reason why Eric Ten Hag has been sacked because of these boys that were not scoring. Is that it? No, man. Nah. So with Garnacho, I'm sorry. I think this kid shows us every day. I don't know if we should give him another season. If we're giving him another season, I don't want him to be that guy that like staking his position in the starting lineup, because he has got childish mentalities. He refuses to grow up. I'm sorry. Garnacho is not growing up. Everybody else, even the youngsters, man, look at O'Reilly. When he was playing for Man City against in the FA, it was in the FA Cup. Yeah. What game was that? Against Bournemouth. O'Reilly. He's younger than Garnacho. He's definitely younger than Garnacho, if I'm not mistaken. But look at what these people are doing. I'm not nitpicking, but I'm trying to make you understand that Garnacho, he's not behaving like a child that wants to listen and grow. He's behaving like somebody that has been there, done that, got the t-shirt and bounced. And I don't like that. That's the attitude that makes me sick. That's the attitude that I want to get rid of. I don't want Garnacho to make himself look like he's a seasoned player, because he's not. He's a toddler, and actually at the moment playing with toddler brain. He's a child. You look at Yamal in Barcelona, he's younger than Garnacho. But his decision making, his IQ, you think that guy is an old person. You think Yamal is old. Like, you think Yamal has been playing for 20 years the way he plays. Why is it that it's our youngsters that look fragile, or like we are the one club our youngsters cannot get into the first team and stake their position? Why? There's no competition. You look at City, you look everybody else. You look Liverpool, they've got Bradley. Arsenal, they've got Skelly. He's playing. He's doing the business. We are still forcing ourselves with these senior players that are there. Like, I'm happy at the moment. I really am. I'm actually happy that our defenders are back. You know why? Because I'm not going to see much of Dalot. And I know that's a very harsh thing to say, but I don't understand Dalot's purpose in our squad. I don't. For somebody who's supposedly supposed to be as gifted as he is and as good as he is, we lack so much on the right. So I don't understand that. So the reason why I'm happy that the defenders are back is because, number one, Maguire goes back to his position. There, centrally. De Ligt on this side, Euro on this side. Euro or... See, I don't want Mazraoui in that back line. Luke Shaw's coming back. He's unfit, so he'll be there. It gives Mazraoui the position to play that wing back position. And I don't think you guys disagree with me when I say Mazraoui in that wing back position is fine. He's better compared to Dalot. Because he will bomb forward. Like, we've seen him play. Let's not act like we are not understanding what's going on. I don't know why people are on Dogu's face right now or on his tits. I think he played well if you consider the position. Yes, he was caught out of position. The Elanga goal was him. It was like sort of out of the position where he was from. But that's what happens. That's the risk of this position or the formation. If we pump forward, we're supposed to find ways to defend. Now, if Dogu has already bombed forward to go and put a cross in, and these guys have already collected it quickly and sent it back, you can't expect Dogu to sprint back. I mean, you do, but you don't expect him to make it in time, because those guys are going to be quick to put that ball. By the time he reaches the halfway line, there's a goal. So I don't want people on Dogu's tits right now because they play. Nah, I think he played very well. I think he did. I think De Ligt played very, very well. I think Euro played well. I think Mazraoui played well. Ugarte, it was a little touch and go, We're not sure there. Bruno Fernandes as well. It was like, oh, man. The skipper. The skipper is the skipper. Bruno, he wasn't that good, but it wasn't bad. Dalot, again, for me, I don't know, maybe, I don't know. I see him as a passenger. Yeah, he did put in some very good crosses yesterday. But we will never see those crosses again. That's the thing. We will not. Those crosses that he was putting in yesterday are gone. Bye. We're gonna see them maybe in the fortnight from now. Like, that's the inconsistencies that I'm talking about when it comes to Dalot. Xerxes, I don't think he played too bad. You know what? I think people need to stop saying that Xerxes is a striker. Stop. You're hurting yourself. You're hurting me. You are hurting the brand. He's not a striker. He plays very well in that number 10 position. I think Bruno and Xerxes together, working together, could be what we are looking for. But how do we deploy them? I don't know. Because we can't leave that midfield open. I think maybe when Kobe comes back, Ugarte, but Collier is back. I really need to see Bruno in those final third positions. Honestly, I really do. Because, damn it. So as I was saying, Xerxes. I think Xerxes was alright. I was disappointed that he was the one that was substituted off. I really wanted Garnacho out of the pitch yesterday. You have no idea. I kept saying, why is Garnacho staying? And then I just see him running, boom, block. And I'm like, but Garnacho is not doing, like, I'm sorry. He's not it. He's not doing it. Get him off. Xerxes, on the other hand, I like his brain. I like his positional sense. I like how he brings down the ball, holds it up for us, and tries to find the man. Xerxes is a number 10. And I told you guys long time that the guy, our Bruno Fernandes replacement, our number 10, is Xerxes. And I don't mean in that traditional sense. I mean, for example, if, let's say, God forbid, Bruno Fernandes leaves Manchester United, right? Who is the next creative player that can fill in his shoes? Some would say Ahmad, but Ahmad is way better on the wing. I'm sorry. We've seen centrally Xerxes. Xerxes is it. When the ball comes from a goal kick or whatever, he knows how to bring down the ball. He knows how to hold down the players. He's very technically gifted. That is brilliant. Vision, comme ci, comme ça. You know what I'm saying? You decide whether you think he's got a very good vision or whatever. But I think we're good there. Xerxes played very, very well. Rasmus Højlund came on, did a job. I'm not gonna say he was bad or anything like that, but yeah, we need the striker. We do, we do, and not a child. You know, not a kid. We don't want another kid. We don't want to groom anybody else. No, we want ready-made, ready, set, ready to fire. You know, Osimhen type. You know, Ferran Torres type. Like, we need guys who are ready to fire. We need strikers. These guys are not doing it. They're not doing it. And that's the sad part about yesterday, because you watch the game, you look at it, we concede the goal, we think, okay, I think we can get a goal out of this, right? I think we can equalize and then it can stay 1-1. Then it goes and goes and goes, and we're not scoring. And chance after chance after chance. And you're just like, what's happening? But the positives were, we were creating chances, we were bombing forward, we were marking, we were keeping our shape and our positional sense. Those are the positives. People are sitting there that, Manchester United has gone back to its default settings. Are you kidding me? Did you watch the game? That's the part where I draw the line, where I'm like, nah, stop lying. We played very well. We were good. Fuck that. It's just that some individuals and, but then the game was all right. I'm sorry. The game was all right. I don't really have too much to complain about other than these little niggles. I'm not mad. Like I said, I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. This is another opportunity for us to climb up. I am now in that camp where, like, every position that we make, like every step that we take going up, I know that it comes with financial value. Every position on that Premier League has a monetary price tag on it. The higher you go, the more money you get. And because we are a broke club, I'm thinking like I'm just like, yo, we need to climb. Yes, I said that we're going to. I still maintain that. Strangely enough, I still maintain that we're going to break it into the top 10. I don't think we're going to make it into any significant European position, but we'll leave that to the Europa, because that's the position that we're in. The Europa League is now the game. The Gaffer said it. We now need to try and win the Europa, because that's our only way into Champions League or European football next season. And we kind of stand a chance, we do. I don't want to jinx us. I don't want to say too much. But when you look at the teams that are there, when you look at the experience and whatever, we look likely to win this tournament. But I'm not going to be that guy that says, we're going to win it. Nah, because I'm not sure. I really, really am not sure. But here's the funny thing. You see the performances that we had yesterday. Come Sunday, Derby Day. Hey, don't be surprised if we beat City 3. Don't be surprised if we beat Man City 3. Don't. Because these guys are going to turn up. Players are going to be like, nah, this is a derby. This is the noisy neighbors. Let's get to it. And then these guys are going to give us an extravaganza. They're going to do it for us. But, like, we don't need players like that. Do you understand? That's the thing that kind of, like, messes with a lot of everybody's heart, because you think we're about to start a clean slate and then we just tank. But the strange thing also is that we kind of maintain very good, like, I remember listening to the commentator and he was like, we had only lost 3 games in 17 games in the past 17 games, all competitions. And I was just sitting there thinking to myself, I'm like, yeah, these stats can be very confusing, but they don't really paint the picture. So yeah. I was happy that Harry Maguire is back. We've missed him in the defense. We really have. Good to see Mason Mount back. Mason Mount came in, made a nice cameo, almost scored. What's crazy? When I was watching Mason Mount, I couldn't help but feel protective. in a sense, I was just like, no, Mason, hey, don't get yourself in there. Hey, relax, don't challenge. Hey, wait. I was doing that. Like I shouldn't be doing that, but that's the feeling that I was like, no, please, hey, don't injure my Mason, no, because I love the player. I really, really do love Mason Mount. Like you guys don't understand, but fortunately we are where we are. But I'm happy that he's back. He is going to offer us um options. Now, as fans, can we not push for him to start? Can we not start any bullshit? Can we just allow Ruben to make him make these small cameos? Like substitute. Let's not force for Mason Mount to start, because when we do that, that's when he's gonna get injured. That is when he's gonna get injured. He needs to keep on coming in as a substitute, because either way, if he gets injured as a substitute, then it means that we couldn't have started him as a start the game. Do you understand? So we need to know. So with Mason Mount, can we take our sweet time? Let's take our sweet time. Let's figure it out. And these guys need to bring in these specialists to check that pelvic thing, because we read somewhere that Mason Mount has got some pelvic injury that will just be chronic in a way, like he will just constantly be getting injured. So can we sort that out? Because we have a gem in Mason Mount. This position of Zexi, where we were complaining, where we would like, Zexi number 10 and Garnacho number 10. We put Zexi, we put Mason Mount, we put Bruno at the back with Ugarte or Casemiro. We've got Dogu here, we've got Ahmad here. Chido Obi or Rasmus Højlund there. At the back here, we've got Maguire, De Ligt, Yoro. Finished. The job is done. That's what we do. But no. So I'm excited. I was happy when I saw Mason Mount. I like him. I like Mason Mount a lot. Last but not least, I think we're going back to the whole thing of like we need to score goals. And I won't lie to you. Yesterday, I was not happy with Garnacho. I need to point it out. Garnacho, he needs to stop this childishness. He needs to stop this thing. I don't like his aura. His aura is like, poor me. Oh, you guys need to be like, no. Play. Be the child. Be a kid. Focus. You're benched. You don't complain. You don't pull faces. You don't whine like a little, you don't whine. You just get on with it. You come on. You do stuff. You look up. You pass. Why is Garnacho been given the liberty not to pass? Is that so? Pass. Look for people. Stop being selfish. Otherwise, man, Napoli, you guys can take him. I'm good. I was really disappointed with him yesterday, because nobody's talking about when Ahmad is there. People are always praising Garnacho. Oh, Garnacho's doing this, but Garnacho was good because he was running. No. Stop praising mediocreness. Stop. For me, yesterday, Garnacho 4.5 out of 10. Yes, 4.5 out of 10. He's the only one I'm going to give a rating to, because I was not happy. The one place where he's supposed to focus and score, he doesn't score. I'm not even taking that. So yeah, I was disappointed. And I am gonna sit here and I'm not saying it like I'm trying to get let's get like I'm really comfortable with Garnacho leaving. Like I really am. I've seen enough. Like last season he was good. Like I think under Erik ten Hag he was way better, which is strange. Then he's coming under Amorim. He's not trying to figure. If he can't figure it out, like let me tell you guys something. If a football player doesn't understand Wagwan with the pitch and everybody else does, then that guy, unfortunately for him, Pagati here, he cannot. Bye. As a football player, especially if you are a child, you are a sponge. You understand? You are a sponge. You're just supposed to be absorbing knowledge, 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 not resisting and pushing back and all that nonsense. No. And which is what I think we're getting from Garnacho. So yeah, I'm cool with Garnacho leaving. I'm cool if we sold him. Yeah. And I don't mean that in a very negative way. I'm not trying to say that I hate the kid. No, I don't hate him. I love the kid. But my love comes, I don't want to say with conditions, but you can't keep pushing me into those scenarios where I will praise you, back you, and then you go out and give that kind of a performance. No. No, 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 no. Sorry. Thank you, everybody, for listening to the Glory Reds podcast. It's your boy, Don Benito.